Alright. That should somewhat be working. Let me see if I can pop chat out. Automatically. Pop out chat. Sweet. I'm not sure if anybody's out there that can hear me. If you can, let me know if my audio is too loud or if anything sounds funny. Just setting up, right, meow? Sweet. I'll have that going for a minute. And let me see if it'll... Says there's 3 people watching, but anybody out there able to see? Hey, how's it going, Henry? Hey, Danny, doing pretty well. Just getting everything set up right now. Hopefully everything looks okay. It's getting kind of dark, so I'm having to rely on only my room lighting, which is kind of subpar. Is everyone able to still hear me? Should be able to. I'm doing pretty good, Henry. Glad to hear you're doing well. Henry, that's not a name that I recognize. Are you one of our members at GDHQ? I'm trying to get situated, sorry. Move this down. Get my notes open. Oh, nice! Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for the subscribe, there, Henry. Yeah, if you're new to GameDevHQ, we actually do a whole lot of focusing on game development related content. So, if you ever wanted to make games, come check us out at GameDevHQ.com. What we're doing today is we're taking a look at a game called Cede. It's by a game studio called Barehand, and we actually met them over at DreamHack, and we wanted to check their game out, let you guys take a look at it, see how friggin' sweet it is. Trying to get my flippity floppies all situated. Danny, I saw the sneak peek of the upcoming tutorial video. I'm not gonna say anything, but I saw what you did. It's beautiful. Pretty excited to actually put that tutorial video out there. It's gonna blow some stuff out of the water. Pretty long stuff. Let's see. Henry says, sounds good. I'm currently learning games programming at university, so trying to take in knowledge everywhere. Hey, Bond Galaxy, how's it going, man? Oh, so you're doing game programming actually in school. That's pretty awesome. What language do you focus on? As you should be, Danny. We've been talking about you a lot. The Crumbling World's getting pretty exciting. We're trying to come up with more ways to talk about it, but we're gonna definitely focus on some Crumbling World stuff in the future once we kind of get stuff situated. Good to hear, Bond. Glad that you're doing great. I'm also doing great. Ah, nice. That must be how you found us then. C# and Unity is the way to go, man. I'm so not used to having my camera. I'm trying to like look at you. I'm trying to. I don't even know why I have this mic. It doesn't work. Let me just move that up out of my way. What kind of struggles do you currently face, Henry, since you're starting out and trying to absorb stuff? What do you look for online in tutorials for the stuff that's you're not able to learn in school? Curious. What about you, Bond? I don't recognize that name. How'd you find us? Man, I haven't done any live streaming in a while. It feels nice to kind of be back at it right now. Looking at everything on OBS. Looks pretty awesome, I'm just gonna say. Let's see, Bond says, I started learning game development 1 year ago and then stopped because of financial issues. Oh man, you can learn programming pretty much for free almost online, man. If you go actually check out our YouTube channel in general, you'll find a whole bunch of tutorials that'll pretty much get you moving. Unity's free, so if you use Unity, you don't have to worry about paying anything, stuff like that. Oh, I'm glad you actually have the tutorials. Glad to hear that. Glad you enjoyed those. John works really hard on those, so it's good. Good to hear. Henry says, 3rd year now, still feel like I'm not even scratching the surface. Most things I'm really trying to specialize myself in AI programming. Hard when everything is in C++, so having to translate. So in the school that you're in, they teach C++ and not C#? And if that's the case, then if you come check us out, then you're in good hands, my dude. That's what we focus on is C#. I probably shouldn't have hopped on so early because I know we still got like 20 minutes before we actually start. But, I don't know, I like talking to you guys before we start doing anything, kind of get into the groove of just chilling out and talking for a minute before we get all professional. Danny! What's next for Crumbling World? Oh, and hello, Bill. I didn't see that till right now. It got stuck in there. I was talking to Henry. How you doing, Bill? Henry says, a bit of both, really, but I mean, everywhere AI is in C++. In terms of uni, we're sort of free to make whatever we like, not specifically taught, just guided. Oh, guided. Eesh. I'm doing pretty good, Bill. Glad to hear you're doing well as well. Danny says he's still working on some cutscenes, putting the demo together for you guys. Yeah. So I know right now we're about to be playing Cede for Barehand, but Danny has actually been a part of the community for a while and actually started his game called Crumbling World. Started as a game jam piece for the community and then turned it into a full-fledged game when he's getting to the point where he's got a workable demo for us to check out. So I'm pretty excited for that. That's going to be awesome. Was it, it's going to be on mobile at some point too, right? So you're doing PC and mobile version, or are you doing just a PC version? What, have you decided what route you're going to take on that? Okay, so it's coming to mobile first and then to PC and stuff? Okay. So for the demo that you put together, Is it going to be PC capable? Dude, if you put it on the Switch, that's going to be awesome. Like, the Switch has so many indie games out there right now. Like, yeah. I love my Switch. It's my, like, my indie hoarder. Like, I have so many indie titles on it. I probably have more indie games on the Switch than I do on the, on Steam. Okay, cool. Yeah, demo's PC. And so, Henry, you're starting out, and they're kind of guiding you guys. Did y'all start building up any kind of portfolio or anything like that early on? Did they teach you that kind of stuff in the university? Hey, ORS, how you doing, man? Game Coder Student, what's up, man? How's it going? Bond Galaxy says, yes, I know, but I want to take game development as a job, and I want to specialize in AR, but I'm so confused because when I want to start to learn, I always face financial issues. And you know, the road to make a living game development, it takes time. Yeah, definitely it takes time. For AR stuff, I don't have anywhere to point you on that, unfortunately, but I do know that we have a VR course coming out pretty soon. And I think a lot of the tech behind it has to do with like the whole VR, AR tech scene. I can probably verify that later for you. Hey! It's Madbox! What's up, man? And yeah, the road to making a living with it definitely takes time. The mobile route's pretty good, though. Mobile's pretty good starting out. That's why my recommendation for people would always be to go the mobile route to build up a portfolio on, because you can do such casual games on it that just get straight to the point and make them look absolutely spectacular. We talk a lot about what we call a rewarding player experience. So like if you have a ball bouncing, instead of just a ball bouncing, then when it hits the ground, it's splattering, colors are changing, the points you collect are drifting off into the space of the top right of the phone and being collected with all the fun noises and stuff. Getting that really rewarding experience whenever people are playing these mobile games is what really hooks them. You get that 5-10 minute playtime where they can just casually jump in and jump out, and they completely just repeat that over and over and over. Hey Eddie, what's up, man? Let's see, Henry says, how hard is it to start developing for Switch and have a very small portfolio, although it's not currently up yet? We're going to start making a portfolio website soon, I think. Awesome. For the Switch, I think you can go to developer.nintendo.com, and that can give you all the information on that. Let's see if I can actually snag you the link real fast, just to make sure that's the right one. And I accidentally turned on Photoshop. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, here you go. I dropped the link in the chat there for you, Henry, so you can see most of the details going on regarding Nintendo Switch development. You have to actually get a developer Switch, so that's the kind of the hard part, because it's kind of expensive. It's like think of it like a jailbroken Switch, and then you have to use that to kind of test your stuff on, like you would do a debugging mode on a phone. Bond says, thank you, I'm from Morocco, so when I want to get an internship to gain some experience, unfortunately there's no game studios here. So what John, I mean, I don't know if you see the other videos, but John is actually, he's the founder of GameDevHQ. I'm the grunt, no, I'm the community manager here. But what he always recommends is people to actually start doing freelancing online to start building your portfolio, and not actually try to get into the indie game studios as a start off. So when you're starting off, use things like Unity Connect to really find those really small projects where someone might just hand you like $50 to make a character controller or something real fast, and then add that to a portfolio and build it up, and then you can present that to a game studio, and then you can get the experience you need in that game studio from there, and then take that experience and then keep moving up the line in the tiers of different types of areas. Cool, thank you. Do you have to get that Switch from Nintendo, or can I use my own Switch? So you have to get your own Switch from Nintendo, from my understanding. I don't have for sure guarantee of that. This is actually a conversation we recently had in our developer summit. Our developer summit's basically everybody gets together and just kind of talks about their goals and stuff. And somebody mentioned they really want to do the Switch, so we started talking about it. And apparently you have to get your own special developer version of the Switch in order to actually test stuff on it. And I don't know the full requirements of it, but basically you have to, in order to sell your game on the Switch, you have to kind of pitch it to them. And then when you pitch it to them and they accept it, and then they make that deal with you where they give you the Switch. So you have to actually pitch it, convince them your game idea is going to be worth it. Then you can then buy the Switch from them and then get to do it. So it's a little bit of a kind of back around the bend to get to it, but there's definitely a way to get there. Tons of indie developers are doing it, so. Let's see. Madbox asks, can I ask when the C# Swiss toolkit available on Udemy? All right. Oh, okay. So the Unity C# survival guide, we're still waiting on it. Right now, we're just kind of going through some approval aspects with Unity because we want to make sure that everything's top of the line. And then it'll come out and we'll announce it for you guys. And then, of course, all of our GDHQ Plus members are just going to get that C# survival guide for free. When it comes out on Udemy, though, of course, you're going to see us talk about it more again. We had the hype train going for a little while, but then we saw that there was going to be a large gap of a stopping point. So we're just kind of finishing it up, getting it out the door, and then we'll let you guys know when it's ready. Yeah, no problem. On the community project, which one? Which community project, RS? Strictness for Nintendo, I haven't heard anything. One of the things that I thought was pretty interesting, though, is since the Switch release, Nintendo started actually allowing a lot of M-rated games, which is something that I haven't seen on the Nintendo before. So I feel like they've gotten a little bit more lenient on what they want on the store to kind of reach a wider audience. Nintendo themselves probably won't make anything where they license an M-rated game, but they've allowed a lot of indie developers to come on there with M-rated titles. Diablo coming out there is a really big deal, considering that it's not only like extremely violent but extremely religious, which is something you would never expect from Nintendo to allow. So I would say, based on the games that I've seen there that are pretty bloody and pretty gruesome in some aspects, that you could probably get away with some pretty neat stuff, but try not to push the limits on purpose just to see. And when you say our community project RS, which one do you mean? Because there was a lot of ideas thrown around, and so since there was a lot of ideas thrown around, we kind of picked on a few. Do you mean the upcoming events that we're gonna do in replace of the game jam? Because we do. I can probably talk a little bit about that, but I don't know which specific project you're referring to. I thought you popped up in the last summit. I could have sworn I saw your name. Maybe you popped in for a second and then you popped out. I don't know. Oh, okay. So you're speaking from the recap. Okay. So the community stuff that we have coming on for the based on what you're talking about from the recap. So that project, we're not going to do the indie pitch simulation. We're going to save that for another time, but what we are going to do is we're going to have pretty much one major event pretty much every month. So we have the Dev Summit is always going to happen, and then there'll be a month where we have both the Dev Summit and something we called Let's Dev, which we're going to talk about later, and then in another month we'll have the Dev Summit plus like a game jam or something. So every 3 months we're going to do is it 3 months? I feel like it's every 3 months we're going to do a game jam. Every 2 months, we're going to do a Let's Dev, and then every month, we're doing the Developers Summit. Bond, do you have our Discord? If you have our Discord, let me know your Discord username, and I'll ask John what the VR course is capable of, and if it applies to AR, and see how much, if any of that will help you out at all. As for an AR directed course, I don't know if we have anything in the plans for it, but I know right now we have the VR course coming out. But I'm pretty sure it covers a lot of the AR stuff too, because if I remember right, they're kind of conjunct in the same area. Of course, I'll double check on that. If you drop your Discord username for me, I'll hit you up in Discord after the live stream and see if John knows anything about the VR course. Or here, actually, I can probably ping him right now. I let John know that we're trying to find out if there's any info regarding AR plans, and if he answers me while we're going on during the stream, I'll let you know, Bond. Yeah, the Let's Dev stuff is going to be pretty exciting. It's an idea that's got quite a bit of a track record, but to kind of give you a hint, the goal for the Let's Dev, obviously Let's Play is kind of the concept. So Let's Dev will put people into teams, and it will be like an event that's done in a day for like 4 hours, and during that 4-hour time span, people are going to be working together to try to complete something, which we'll put more details a little bit later. Don't want to give everything away just yet until we solidify it, but it's for sure an event that we're going to do. We're already putting it in the calendars and everything. Alright, it's 8:57. That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and turn off the... Let's see. So Ultimate Guide to Real-World Applications with Unity. No, I don't think it has anything to do with AR. I'm not sure. Alright, cool. Let's get this rolling. Alright. Whoop whoop. There we go. Yeah, no, it's not spam, it's our own course. I'm not gonna complain that you linked to our course. Never. Alright. I love the music to this. Let's see. Ah. Cool. Alright, so this is Cede. Cede is created by Barehand, Barehand Studios. I actually met with Edwin, who is the founder. He's also like the primary animator for the actual game studio. So the whole process of this game is, well, here it says, so let's see, it's liberate the world through combat farming. Your goal is to cover up the environment by planting vegetation. And you can see that the little mini map right there, you can see the green spots. Green spots is your vegetation, obviously, and you're trying to fill up that meter. Plant vegetation by shooting seeds to grow grass, and you have to pick those seeds back up, because if you don't, you'll have no ammo. And then defeat enemies, and that'll transform them into plants and sprouts. So the plants and sprouts that go over there, you walk over them with these little dudes called little boys, and you grow in supporter and defender plants by guiding the little boys over them to sprout it. You'll see that blue signal popped up that basically explains what to do. So all of the black smoke that's on the ground right here, all of this area is respawn points potentially for the bad guys. And let me beat them up real fast so I don't die here. So you see when he dies, he bursts into little vegetation here, and there's little mushrooms on the ground. Well, their job is to try to stop that and prevent it from growing. It'll prevent it from actually completing. I've never actually completed the level, so my goal is to complete the level while we're here live. So there's way too many of them here, so I'm just trying to kind of explain. So the guys here, these little dudes, they roll, and when they roll, they kind of look like this. I need some Sonic music. Hold on. And so you want to try to cover up as much of this map as you can with vegetation to try and prevent them from having more spawn points. So the more ground that you cover, kind of like this, if you spray it with the seeds in random directions, you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I love the art on this. The gameplay, like the controller use, I feel like I'm playing, kind of feels like a Spyro. But yeah, there's way too many dudes here. But let me see if I can survive enough to grow in this spot. So I'm gonna start taking them out. My goal here is to take them down, get some plants on the ground so I can actually defend an area. That way I can talk and stand a little bit more. So yeah, here's a plant here. I got one growing. It looks like it's gonna be a health plant, but I can't get to it, I don't think, and I died. Let me restart that and try not to die this time. We'll get some ground here. Pick up the seed over there. Yeah, so those guys that roll, they'll roll over the vegetation and prevent you from being able to grow plants there. And that black smoke will come back. So you have to be really careful because those dudes, if you're not taking them out, they'll take out all your plants. There we go. So I got 3, 4 plants right here. Which ones are they? Oh, are they all life plants? That's my fault. So I have to watch which guy I walk over. Yeah, the UI is great. And Bond, I'll answer your question here in a little bit. Give me just a sec here to try to gain some ground where I can... All my plants have been destroyed. That's because they're all defensive plants and not offensive. I need some more offense. No, I don't want the red guy to do it. Alright. Trying to break him down, break him down. Alright, nope, that's the red one. Oh, there we go. I've got some offensive plants. Check those suckers out. Like, the potential for the type of, like, plants that can be created in this is absolutely awesome. There we go. That time I made sure that it was going to be blue. Sweet. Kill him. Yeah. Almost got enough plants on the ground that I can stand here. Maybe a little bit more. Nope, nope. That guy will destroy plants. Yeah. Give me that. Look at these. So the farthest that I've gotten so far is like this whole area up and around. See, plants are popped up randomly, life defensive. No, so if you look at the guys that are following him, there's 2 little boys. There's the blue one and the red one. The red one will give you life plants. You see how he's doing it right now? So he'll give you life plants that spring the little fruits for you, or not. Or is it the other way around? Let's see. Oh gosh. So one of them gives you the life plants if you go over it, and the other one gives you the defense plants. So let me get this fruit. Let me get this fruit. The fruit reminds me of like Crash Bandicoot. There's also like a 20-second delay here, so keep that in mind when I'm responding. I apologize for that. I have not figured out how to get rid of that delay. Alright, cool. Yeah, so let's see here. Well, choose a little guy who will work. Yeah, so it's based on how you walk over it. So for example, if I'm walking this way and the blue guy steps on the plant first, then the blue guy who steps on the sprout is going to be the one that gets the plant up. Let me see if I can show you an example here. So here we go right there. Yeah, so the blue guy hit it first, so then we're going to get a blue-based plant. Ow. Yeah, so the blue looks like is the life plants, which I need right now. Oof, and they keep destroying this. I need to make some more right here. Bringing me down, man. Bringing me down. Yeah, so the green guy is on top of me. He's the one who shoots the seeds. He's the best guy. I have to clear this black smoke here. If I don't clear that smoke, they can respawn on it. There we go. There we go. Got another sprout right there. Give me the red one. Come on. Yes. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm gonna lose terribly. There's plenty of sprouts, but I should be alright. I wish I could, like... There we go. Yeah! Let's see. Does it hurt him every time? How's my health? Health at full. Sweet. Thank you, little plants. Yeah, which one never collides with it will trigger the plant that spawns. The thing that I've noticed is that both of them will trigger on it. I assume whenever, you know, things get a little bit more cleaned up, he'll have it know that, you know, if the blue one hit it, then the red one doesn't try to do it. I think that'll be something we can obviously expect in the future, because this is an alpha demo, so this is just showing off the main mechanics of the game. There's a couple of bugs in here that are kind of fun, but I think my favorite thing is this. Look at this. Watch. So this, obviously, y'all saw earlier, but check this out. As long as I sit here, nothing can happen to me. I'm completely invincible. So what I've been doing to get farther in the game is just get their attention and just get closer to the plants and let the plants kill them. I assume that that's going to be a thing that changes later as well, is that you can actually hit the ball whenever you're in the ball form. I just thought it was funny that it's here right now, though. Oh yeah, you gotta love those alpha demo glitches, man. Those are the best. What's cool though is there's a little bit of physics in the roll, so I assume there'll be letters in the levels in the future that like I can do stuff like this. Yeah, so he like bounces. Let me see if I fall off the edge. Do I fall off the edge? Awesome. I'm glad the game didn't restart because I got kind of far. What's up? What's interesting though is so when we were at DreamHack, we were in DreamHack Atlanta this year, and John was doing the gaming pitch judging. We actually got to meet a lot of the developers, and of course I got to meet Edwin here. And we got to talk a little bit. We have his interview that I'm going to put out on YouTube later. But one of the things I thought was interesting is that one of the biggest struggles that they have as a small indie team is marketing. And so his suggestion for anybody that's trying to obviously make a game and get it out there was to market as early as possible. So like if all you have is just concept art of an idea and just a little bit of pictures here and there, immediately start marketing and trying to pull attention on it. Don't wait until you have like a whole demo like this and then start marketing it. Go as early as possible, as based on his experience is what his suggestion was. Another interesting one was to not actually try to go out and beg publishers and try to convince them that your game is awesome. Instead, get it out there to the world and let the world decide how awesome it is. Get it to streamers, get it into their hands, get it into the hands of players, people who love talking about just the new games and stuff that are coming out. Get it into their hands and let them be the ones to show the world that it's fantastic, and then the publishers will obviously follow. Because once you get a game with enough hype on it, obviously someone's going to have to pick it up. And so it's definitely a route to consider for those of you who have upcoming projects. I know Danny here has got some stuff coming out. And the gamer or so is also working on one. He's not in here, I don't think, right now. And Edwin himself, the guy that I met that was actually the founder of this game, so he's actually an animator. He's been animating since about 2009. He started this game about 3 years ago, and they're out in Massachusetts, so whenever the DreamHack Atlanta came, they were all on the right side, able to go drive up there. His booth is pretty awesome. I should probably pull up a picture of their booth just because of how good it was. It had all of the art and stuff that you see here in the game now, kind of just running around all over the place in the booth. It was great. It looked like you were walking into a little forest. Alright, let's see if I can't expand this area. Get out of it now so I can stop being in the same spots. Alright, I'm gonna try like right here. This is my circle. And I'll fight them in the arena to fill the hole. Yeah. I hate these circle guys. They do roll. Hate them with a passion. One moment. While I cheat. I can pick up seeds though. Let me go heal. Yeah. I'll try not to be cheap the whole time. Heal. 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 Oh my god, I mistook them for enemies. I need to grow that plant. It's a pretty great game though. Like, I love the style of this game. Everything's super bright. That has a light fixture to it, and that's great. Like that ring that keeps growing out of the ground there. Super bright, super beautiful. Very low poly as well. It runs real smooth. And of course, completely made in Unity. Which is what matters to us. No, I'm just kidding. We love all the games. Come on, give me another sprout. Yeah, no problem, Madbox. You heading out of here? Oh my gosh, I keep trying to hit my little boys because I'm looking over to see what people are saying. Oh, they won't fall. It won't sprout the one plant. Nope, I won't let him destroy it. Can't let him destroy it. They're all gonna try. Alright, so here comes another one. See, those guys are terrifying because they'll actually break the plants. So I have to defend the plants as long as I can. Alright, well, I got one life plant here at least. I'm about to die. Oh, my life plant's gone. Do I have more? Sweet. Bring him into this death trap. Oh, it's no, sorry. When you were saying thanks, it sounded like you were heading out for the day. So I was like, "Are you leaving?" Let's see. There's a possibility that. So you've got tons of seeds. Oh wow, my seeds. Yeah, I do have a ton of seeds. All right, let's go. Ready? If I keep the line straight enough, I can just pick them back up. Here we go. In game right now. In game. What's up? What's up? In game. Not even gonna hurt anybody. Just gonna go. Just gonna plant everything. Go. 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 I love it. It feels like Splatoon, how you're like painting the ground. Ah, they're just ruining it. Hell, look at him. Specifically undoing all of it. How can you as a living creature hate plants that much? Look at that. Look what you forced my hand. Oh wow, I died. I wasn't watching my health at all. All right. Let's try that again without having to sit in one spot for so long. Yeah, don't smoke the grass, eat it. No comment. All right, give me the first plant. The first plant's the hardest because you have to protect it from those. I will win. I'm going to beat this level before the day's end. So I don't think I have to get 100%. I think it ends when there is like there's some kind of notification thing for when you've got enough vegetation on the ground that it can just kind of go on its own, you know? Alright, I need heals. Come on, life plant. Come on. Yeah. No. My plant. Go. Yeah. No. Health too low. Alright. There we go. At least get that one out there. Get the blue one. Get me a plant. But I gotta break him. If I get hit one more time, man, I'm dead. I tried. So defensive plants first seems like is what I need to kind of hold the ground. Kind of starting out. And then when I hold the ground long enough, I should be able to expand with the defensive plants behind me, and I try to protect them until I get more offensive plants out there. But it's hard to get really used to the orientation of you and the orientation of the little boys, so you can spawn the right plants that you want. Go away. See, I keep getting hit, nailed over and over. Alright. There we go. Okay, so I only got to keep one seed out of that. Let's see. Let me check something. What? Oh, okay, so that seed's gone. Get punched in the face. What do we got here? Alright, sweet. That's a life plant. That's what I needed. So it looks like they're focused on breaking the ground from the closest ground to them, basically. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. Leave me alone. Leave my plants alone. This is like Combat Gardener 2018. If I ever see a farmer or a gardener in my yard like punching animals to defend my plants, I'm gonna sign them up permanently. No, I'm just kidding. Don't punch animals, guys. Jeez. It's messed up. The balancing? Yeah, so that's definitely a thing too, is trying to figure out like the number balancing. So like a lot of games that I've played, like if you play really team-based games, like esport worthy games, a lot of the balance mechanics comes into having kind of like a base value and then adjusting it based on combat types. So like if you have a base value of 100, and this is obviously like super duper like simplified. Oh my god, I have seeds everywhere. But if you have like a value of 100 and you have a shotgun, and a shotgun has a spray effect where it shoots 20 individual shots, well, the individual bullets all have a smaller amount of damage that only excels if you're close enough to them. And so by being close enough to them, that means you risk yourself for getting close in the first place. So you lower the range of the shotgun to make it more dangerous to use, but more rewarding if you manage to get a shot. So the shotgun becomes more powerful than something that, say, is maybe an assault rifle, which is obviously it's automatic, it's rapid fire, so you're gonna have a totally different damage count. But you always have a value to where you take the advantages and determine if they need a damage boost or if they need a damage like removal based on if it's easy to use, not easy to use, things like that. Of course, that's a really simplified explanation, but if you go and play any game like that and you go and take a look at the different types of guns or different types of skills and look at specifically like if you compare one to another, you can always find that there's a similarity. Like there's a reason to use one over another in most cases. This is fun. I love painting the ground with grass. That's great. Just give me unlimited seeds so I can do this all the time. That will keep them busy at least. Do they move slower in the grass? I think they move slower in the grass. That would be cool. Or not. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, all mathematically, of course. But there's certain things. I've had balance issues as well. The first game that I was ever working on called Mousetap. It's like the first ever hardcore attempted GameDevHQ project, which I haven't finished. So I guess there's no value in it anymore. But one of the things I had to figure out is I wanted different types of mice. So I had a fast mouse, a heavy like tank mouse that was hard to kill, and then I had the normal mouse. So the normal mouse took one hit because it went the normal average speed, and the heavy mouse took 3 hits, but it was moving really, really slow. So the math for it was how many times could I potentially hit a single mouse on the map before it reaches the exit, And the math for it is I can potentially hit it 4 times in a row without there being any kind of problem. So I gave it 3 life, so that way there is a risk factor of if you miss it once, you're still okay. But you have to keep an eye out for when they pop up, because if you miss it that 2 times, it's going to escape without being actually killed. You can, of course, then power up the cat to make the cat do more damage when it swings, but early game, when those are out there, it's extremely crucial to ensure that you hit them with as many as you possibly can. And then you also have to think about things. So in my game Mouse Tap, it's a cat. So there's 4 cats, 2 on each side, and you tap the screen to reach out and slap the mice to kill them. And there's different varying skill sets of each mouse that comes out. Man, I have a lot of seeds right now. But I'm just trying to grow, expand, go this way. Just too afraid to get away from my defense. I've got the fear. The fear is in me. Yeah, roll away. Let me go heal before I die. All right, give. Yeah, look at that. They just destroy them. I'm just gonna let them destroy it. A Tesla tower? Yes. I agree. Edwin might actually pop up while we're doing the stream, so you tell him. You tell him to put a Tesla tower in there if he pops up. Alright, 1 second. Alright. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, so Bond, I just got confirmation for you real quick. So we will have an AR course eventually. It'll be separated. Bond Galaxy, I don't know if you're in here and heard that or not. Alright, we're starting to slowly get out a little bit more from this starter zone, but I have so many plants back here, there's no way they're getting back here. I can literally just retreat at this point and win. But I have to be able to expand, so I have to closely watch. Tesla Tower, red alert, nice. Command and Conquer reference that I'm hearing. No! There we go. Take the seeds. I love the sound. I love the sound of those seeds, man. That's good. Makes you want to use it. Sounds like popcorn. Oh my gosh, these rolly dudes. Come on, I'm trying to expand out of the area. Give me another plant. Sweet. Alright. Alright. Oh. Come on, hold on. Come on. I'm really bad at aiming this. Yeah, no problem, Bond. I figured he'd get a hold of me eventually. Oh no, I'm gonna die right here again, aren't I? Not if I do this! Yeah! Come on. Alright, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I might as well grow that. And I'm at full health. Sweet. Yeah, I love it. I love it when they all just run in here and start dying. So if I remember right, the black smoke is where they get to respawn. So I wonder what happens if I actually, like, remove this ref. Don't make me younger. Oh, the reference, yeah. Yeah, I love this. Look at that. Everybody's just dying. Let me give it that plant. We're slowly moving out of here. I will complete this level. I refuse death. Yeah, that was the big thing about this game is he was saying a lot of people keep trying to tough it out and just man them up as Seth, but it's not built that way. So you'll get totally stomped if you try to play without taking advantage of the little boys and stuff. Ah man, so when they roll over, they just create more of that black smoke. That's gonna be hard to have upkeep on. But at least we got plants growing. What's up? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Sweet. Love this. Let me just collect all these little seeds. Did I not hit him with any of those? Alright. Oh, I can turn the camera, I forgot. R1 or L1. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That looks great. Oh, I got full health. Turning the camera. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Get one more time. There we go. Sweet. Here, grow that. Do it. Yeah. So for those of you who are here as developers, what projects you guys got going on? I know Danny's got Crumbling World, but you guys got to be thinking at some point, like, what is it you want to make the most? Once you've learned what you feel like, when you've reached a point where you feel like you can take a break from learning and apply it, what do you want to apply it to? That's what I want to know. Personally, I still want to make a, I have this idea for an RTS MMO hybrid where people, like if you play an RTS such as like Warcraft, for example, and you like summon and spawn your grunts to go and do whatever task you want them to do, or you have like your civilians to build houses, gather resources. I want to supply that job to the player. So like a player is gathering resources for the kingdom, and that there's a player-run government. So the players determine what resources they need and what buildings are going to be built for their bases and their cities and kingdoms. And then the other players who aren't in the government, like who are not in leadership roles, will take on the task provided and get tons of benefits for actually listening to what the king wants everybody to do, that kind of thing. But essentially, like, somebody's going to play a giant game of chess with real life people. Ow! See, Bond Galaxy said, I asked a guy working at Ubisoft UAA about how to work with game studios, and he said that the way game studios work are not the same as what we see in courses and tutorials. Oh. Well, I mean, I would assume that there's, like, I'm not quite sure what that entire sentence means entirely. What does it mean it's not the same? Can you give me examples? As the example that I've got for you, so John, he's been in the industry for quite a while, and he takes that knowledge and applies it to what you need to know and explains what you need to have, which is why we have GameDevHQ.com, so you can actually start building up a portfolio and reaching goals and setting milestones and things like that, so you can actually start approaching those situations. But it's definitely not going to be, you know, like, you're going to go to a game studio and then you're going to have to learn their structure and you're going to have to learn the way that they do things, but the knowledge and information that you get from online courses is still applicable. There was an explanation that John had for it, but I'm not 100% on the entire sentence. But essentially the big difference between somebody who is self-taught and somebody who went to, see, Scorch Fiend is pretty serious about making a strategy game. I haven't seen any actual details from Scorch Fiend's strategy game. Is he actually working on something, or is he just in the talks of it right now? Because that would be pretty dope. I might have to poke Scorch Fiend and be like, "Hey, remember how terrible of a developer I am? You want to like do stuff?" But anyway, so like the big difference between somebody who's self-taught and somebody who went to universities and stuff was, I'm trying to remember the wording. It was something to do with the structure. I'll have to ask John again and get back to you on that one. Something to do with the way that structure is taught in one place to another. Other than that, the self-taught has the advantage because they've had the struggle of the research and adaptation and things like that. Oh wow, they're actually getting back here and taking this apart. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't want to work at a big company either. I personally just want to make like some really hyper casual mobile games and put those out there and live off that, because I think that the consistent if you think of like YouTube, for example, so YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and that's why we use YouTube for our streaming as well. So if you have 100 videos that get 10 views a day, then you have 10 times 100 views a day, people seeing your stuff. And so if you have a published account on, say, the Google Play Store, and you have 15 titles, and those 15 titles have, you know, maybe even 1,000 downloads a piece or whatever, those 15 titles that have 1,000 downloads, say maybe they make you $10 a day or something like that. So you do the math, the more you put out there, hyper-casual games, you can put out more hyper-casual games in a year than you could for 1 minute. I got to show that whenever you share a link, it auto mods it, so I have to undo it. But anyway, if you have tons, you can have way more projects out on the Android store before you could have a hardcore project, like a passion project, like RTS, MMO, things like that. Say, for example, coding, he said that they write one code source and they can apply it for multiple game engines. So like the game studio writes one code source and then they apply it for multiple game engines. And that sounds like something you would learn in a tutorial. Like scriptable objects and stuff, you would make one example code and it applies to multiple things. Oh my god, stop destroying that one area. Rude. Oh wow, they destroyed all my progress up north. Yeah, I mean that's correct, but I mean you can do that now. Like there's courses that'll teach you that and stuff like that. And of course, I mean the course's goals are just to teach you the understanding of it and then teach you how to apply it and what your options are for application. And I don't know how many courses you have under the belt, but for example in John's courses he teaches you the understanding of the syntax and how to be self-sufficient and self-research. I'm gonna die in a second. One moment. Try not to die. Oh lordy. Oh lordy lordy. Here we go. Alright, cool. But I need a plant right here. Wait, let me get this one. Give me the red one. There we go. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if you mean like going from Unity to Unreal with that. I feel like it's two different languages. It seems counterproductive, but I don't really know. I personally am not like hardcore into the game industry or anything. I'm still a student myself, and I'm learning actually through the community. But that would be a question worth putting on Discord, because you'd get John responding to that one. He'd be able to tell you the answer. So I'll hide behind John on that one because I don't have the answer for you. Come on, give me the red one. Yeah, go away. Punch you in the face. Alright, there's way too many of them right here and I don't like it. So these little mage guys are a pain. Here we go. Come on. We're getting closer. They haven't messed with the back end, but I'm trying to push up here on this front end and clear it around. Kind of come around from the back. They've got like an obvious path that they're taking back there, but let's see. Maybe they have multiple engines inside the company, depending on what gameplay they make. What makes it. So there's a lot of like the AAA studios. They'll make their own game engines. So they'll make their own game engines in a lot of places, but not all the places. Like Unity is used in AAA so much, like Blizzard's using it. You have large corporate companies that use it as well. Unity's not just for game development, and that's something that John tries to teach as well, that you can take all this information and apply it to the corporate world of Unity, so you don't just have to do the game development aspects. You can apply the game development information to software development, which is, oh my gosh, what did I fall in? Where am I? What just happened? One moment. Oh, okay, there we go. I thought I was done for good. I fell in that blue death liquid. Wait, what's happening? Disagree, that's what I'm wondering. I have no idea. So maybe they have multiple engines inside the company, depending on what gameplay. They have the same language and archetype. Like German and Second War, who have same ammo for auto rifle. Maybe. Oh, that's a lot spawned. Oh, and it's all the roly-poly dudes. Gotta get rid of that. One moment. Saving the planet. One seed at a time, guys. But I've got 1 million seeds, so give me just a second. I think I just won. Oh, nope, I'm gonna die sitting here. It's not over yet. I don't want to see any more people growing on this plane. This planet, whatever it is. This floating giant rock. Oh, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to accidentally pick it up. I think it ends the game. So, Madbox, when you reach that point, what is it you want to make? What's your goals, man? I know we talked a little bit about it in the Dev Summit, but I don't remember if most people don't have a project yet. But think about it. Deep inside, you know that there's a project that you want. Tell me about it. Duh, seedlings! Alright. Alright, where's my little boys at? Do your job. Do your job, little boys! Do your job! What? Saw that. I'm gonna stand here, protect this spot, so I can get more plants. I'm gonna get shrubbed. Nothing in stone yet? Yeah, I understand that. I have this method for coming up with game ideas that I'm gonna bring up and like I haven't decided if it's like tutorial worthy or anything. I'll probably like write an article about it or something for the site. But what I do is I go through, like, I find the genre that I'm interested in, and then I write down the title of that genre and the core features, like the whole basis of the game, and then I assign it a letter, and then I rip the letter off of the paper, but I write down like 20 different titles, and then I write the little letter, and I pull it off, put them all in a hat, and I just draw 2 of them. And then I take a look at what those 2 are, and I combine the features. So if you have like Angry Birds, which is the goal of Angry Birds. Oh my gosh, hold on, I'm about to die again. This is why I can't talk and play this game. I will lose. Where's all my stuff? No! Oh yeah, I forgot. Invincible! Da-na-na-na-na. Look at all that. Oh my. There is a lot of plants over there that need to be grown. But I'll take the 2 ideas, put them together. So for example, Angry Birds is you fling the bird at objects, the objects crumble down, hit the ground. And then say you apply, I can't think of another game off the top of my head that'll be decent, but basically you just put them all together and then try to come up with a way mentally for them to combine their features and see if you make a unique game with it. I have like 20 different ideas that are stacked together, and I use Trello to kind of manage and keep up with all of my notes. But it's a good way to come up with little ideas just for quick games, quick projects. I try not to do anything super fancy right now, because if you bite off more than you can chew, you'll be working on the same project while you're also learning for like a year, and then probably not get complete unless you have a lot of time management skills. Oh boy, we about done it. Soon they won't be able to grow anymore. What do we got? We got this side right here. This seems to be the main side. Well, Let me get rid of that and that. I think it's almost empty. I'm getting rid of it right now. Empty. Empty. Nope. I refuse. Look at that. Empty. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. I'm still alive. What do we got? We got 2 more here. I'm trying to beat up my stuff. I don't appreciate it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, for real, Rami's projects have been pumping out the door. Like, literally, Rami is constantly making awesome stuff. Horror seems to be your favorite, so be careful playing anything to scare the crap out of you. Let's see, any information about how to work with companies like Voodoo? Voodoo is a publisher. I think you just literally can go to voodoo.com or voodoo.io or whatever it is and actually just apply and reach out to them, connect with them, and they'll like directly let you know what you need to do or if your project's of interest to them. Because what they do is they take your game and then they let you know the changes that you should make to it to make it more rewarding and more addicting. And you can see that by going, if you go online, like there's a game where I first realized this is a game called Helix Jump, and I think in Helix Jump the only point of the game was that like you'll have like a, oh boy, so you have like a corkscrew like on your phone and you spin the corkscrew and there's the little ball that's jumping. Well, the original game is literally just the ball jumping and the screw spinning and nothing else is happening. But then you take the Voodoo version and the ball is spinning, the ball's bouncing, there's splatters going everywhere. When you fall through the hole to go to the next level, the entire level crumbles. It's very bright, very flashy. It's got a lot of sound effects that are really addicting, like the popcorn sound here. It all sounds really, really good. So those are really, really important things to take note of. Let's see. 1 second. I gotta respond to this because it's important. My landlord's on his way over. I'm on. Alright, cool. Let's see. So, RRS says, after that, I'll just make a, what is this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, keep that in mind when you guys share links. I've got to jump off the game in order to accept them, but I don't mind. You'll share links. Is that it? Is there no more? Did I destroy everybody? Am I officially the master? I think I've done it. Wow, I cleared the level. I haven't done that yet. Alright, let's see if we can admire some of this. Look at that. So what I'm really curious about is when it came to the actual artwork aspect of this. So he has a concept artist, and so the concept artist has to decide, you know, what things should look like. I really want to know where they came up with the idea to make like this. It's very runic energy feeling, but also like totally out of this world space stuff. It's a really, really good design. Let's see. So he says, but I managed with Trello, Pomodoro. I don't even know what that is. Flashcard. See if all this give good results. Yeah, let me know if it gives any good results. Says I haven't found much better than Trello. I also have this. I have the app on my phone to kind of manage stuff as well. I always have Google Keeps to kind of keep me in check to make sure that I've done what I needed to do for the day. And then I just double check anything that I need to get done. I put it on my Trello app. Oh, not my Trello app, my Google Keeps. Made by Jonathan in partnership with Unity. Yeah. Yeah. So the guy who just suggested that course, I can't. Let's see. There's a link. Is focusing. Pomodoro is to focus during 25 minutes and 5-minute pause. Oh, so it's like learning techniques. It's like for time management stuff on how to like retain more information. Because that's actually pretty cool. Because they say that you only retain about 20% or 20 minutes worth of information in most cases. That's actually pretty cool. Send me a link to that. Send it to me in Discord. Because even though if you send it on YouTube, it won't come through unless I go and I click on it, and then I'm not going to remember it. So totally send it to me on Discord. I'm interested in seeing that. Let me see. All right, time to see if we can't bug hunt. Here we go. Any broken borders? That's what I want to see. So I know I can shoot seeds behind there. So this... Nope, the seed's actually getting destroyed. All right, let's see. Because there's a spot. Time to bug hunt. I wanted to do a long time ago. I wanted to do a stream series based on indie games, specifically to hunt for bugs and just try to break the games. So I'm gonna see if I can break the game right now. I know earlier there was some rock that I fell through. Like I was able to get through the rock. I wasn't standing on it. But maybe it's in this area. This is all I know. There we go. Yeah, so these didn't destroy it. I lost so many seeds just poking at that. Oh wow, I'm at a point now if I lose all my seeds, I can't get them back because there's no more enemies. That one. Oh, ooh, what's this? What does this do? Is that... Oh, wow. Well, I now know I can aim my seeds. Alright, let's try it. I'm gonna go aim these seeds. But yeah, so since it's an alpha demo, I didn't expect there to be a second level. Looks like there's not. So, but that's totally fine. So, can I aim? Oh, that's amazing. That makes this a lot different. One second, folks. My Switch is being stolen from me. 1 second, guys. Here you go, man. Do you need a controller just in case? Here, let's take that, I guess. Oh, and I'm gonna die. Can I come back from it? Yeah, no, I can't. Craymone's soft for the flash card. Soft for the flash card and Lua with Love 2D. What do you mean for the flash card? What's the flash card thing? Yeah, so what I do is, like, when I first started game development, I had a whole lot of trouble dealing with, like, just dealing with keeping myself accountable to make sure that I did everything that I needed to do. And I actually had a bulletin board for a while, like a little cork board, where I would put a sticky note up for each day of the week, so Monday through Sunday. And each day I made sure to put time aside to, like, do the courses and to kind of progress or do more on my project that I wanted to work on. And I was trying to find a way to manage all this. Wow, is this a healing fruit? Sweet. So I was trying to find a way to manage all this while having a full-time job, and then come home after a full-time job. I'd work 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., and then I would come back and do stuff on Discord. I started getting really heavy into the community stuff with you guys here at GameDevHQ, like before I was working for them. And then right after that, I would still find time to do game development related stuff, but it soaked up all of my time. Like 100% of my time was literally just consistently either I was at work or I was working on a game or I was sleeping. But starting out, it wasn't that way. It was like I would do 5-10 minutes and I could barely make myself continue. Ooh, can I make them fall off the map with me? Sorry, anyway. So I'm gonna go stand right here and see if they... But what I did is, using the sticky note method, I was able to keep myself accountable by seeing when I actually had Hold on. Oh, they didn't fall. I've only been developing for about a year, Bond, which is crazy. I didn't realize it's already been a year. But I started out with like 10-minute intervals, and by having the sticky notes on the wall or on the corkboard, I was able to go back and kind of look at how much time that I applied, and I started making a goal to hit about 15 hours a week doing nothing but game development related stuff. And so looking at the sticky notes, I was able to kind of really hold myself accountable by seeing that I've only applied like 2 hours or 3 hours in an entire week, and that like broke me. I was like, is this really what I want to do? Is this for me? Is game development the right route, or is the problem not game development but myself? And so I had to really kind of challenge myself and ask the right questions. Let me go and unhide that link. There we go. So I had to kind of go and ask myself those questions to really figure out what I was going to do about it. But by challenging myself to make that goal, when I hit it, I was just on a roll from there. Like, the moment I started hitting 10 to 15 hours a week doing game development stuff, like, I took the entire... If you go into our YouTube, there's the C# Fundamentals, C# Intermediate, and C# Advanced. The entire series is completely transcripted and handwritten in a notebook of mine that I call my C# Bible that I carry around. So whenever I need to go back to a reference or something, I don't have to Google it. I don't need a website tab. I don't need another monitor. I just open up this book with all these handwritten notes, and by looking at the handwritten notes, it's like remembering writing them and then remembering the course of when he was speaking it. And so it's been so much easier to actually grasp all of it. And so for those of you who are learning, I highly recommend writing stuff down and really testing yourself, kind of holding yourself accountable. If you don't really know, if you can't do 15 hours a week, don't do 15 hours a week like I was doing. That's just the time that was available to me. So if you don't actually know how much time is available to you, you're really going to have to sit there and take a look at it. So like if you have a full-time job, the standard full-time job is 8 hours plus an hour break, so 9 hours. And then you have to go, well, how much do I need to sleep? Some people sleep only 6 hours, some need 8. I personally always sleep for like 9 because I require to be comfortable when I wake up. So I'll sleep for 9 hours, so that's 18 hours out of 24. And then that 18 out of 24, I now have to say, okay, well, how much of that time is driving to work? How much is that getting ready for work? So it took me at the time an hour to get to work, so now I'm at 19 hours. It took me about 30 minutes to get ready, and then it took me about 30 minutes to get home because I would come home at 6 in the morning. So now I'm at 20 hours, and that leaves me with 4 hours of going to, cook food, prep stuff, hang out with friends, play with my dogs, things like that. And so trying to figure out how to manage game development with only 4 hours of extra time became difficult. And so I started sacrificing my weekends and being like, okay, so on my weekends, I have a full 24 hours where the only thing required of me is eat and sleep. And so I had to decide, let me put 3 or 4 hours on Saturday to go and hang out with my friends because I haven't done anything in a while. And then the rest of that day being awake is going to go straight to game development. So I would trickle in like an hour or two every weekday, and then on the weekends I would just code crunch super hardcore. Hold on, let me die right here. Yeah! It says, I have take a mid-time job, McDonald's for learning, and would be ready in 2-3 years, I hope. I mean, personally, so like I started the first course in January. It was kind of my New Year's resolution to start doing game development, and well, here I am. It's about to be January again, so it's been that year. Oh, I died. But so that was my New Year's resolution. I was like, I want to make a game because I've always had all these ideas. I've tried writing, I've done film, I've done esports, I've done all kinds of stuff pretty successfully over the years, but it just didn't feel like I was getting the story across the way I wanted to. It just wasn't doing it for me. So I was like, let me try making a game with all these ideas and taking all this knowledge and skill that I have and experience from all these other things that are generally in the gaming universe and apply them to making my own creation and see if I can't do well. Well, in that time frame, I finished the first course. The first course was about 12 hours long, and it took me approximately... I want to say I finished the first course. I started it in mid-January, And I probably finished it in about 3 months, I want to say. I finished the course in 3 months with all my notes taken down, handwritten. I didn't actually do the course the way most people would. Like, most people will open up Unity and go in there and start, like, making the game. Instead, I just wrote down and, like, left tips and notes for myself where things were in the UI and just learned to memorize the UI. So I didn't have to worry about, like, Unity being foreign by not actually constantly using it. And by the time that I was done with that course, I opened up Unity and I just immediately started making stuff. And I was so confident in it that I decided to go ahead and try my hand at making an actual project. And so I came up with Mousetap. And from there, I decided that I wanted to continue learning about it, but I had a little bit of more of an interest of, like, not only learning it, but getting together with people. And I wasn't, like, super duper known in the community yet. And since I wasn't known in the community and I wasn't doing a whole lot of community stuff yet, I actually opened up what I called Local Nerd. And Local Nerd was an attended game studio of people who have never coded before in their lives and wanted to learn. And so I got like 5 people together. Well, originally it was like 20 people. So like 20 people got together on like the first day to introduce what Local Nerd was going to be. And they learned about John's courses and stuff. And then it eventually dwindled down to about 5 core people who were serious about it. And they were completing John's course. I'm doing terrible right now. So yeah, we'll take public engagement next year to try to work on a little project for learn and apply what I have learned with YouTube on Twitch. Okay, yeah. Following in Unity. And yeah, the C# Bible is definitely great. I have to take a midtime job. So I did following Unity. ORS, what did you do following in Unity? Top parts made with the time budget I got for all this parallax, but complementary projects. Yeah. Yeah, well, right now, like, since I started actually, it's funny because since I actually started officially working for GameDevHQ, I haven't actually sat down and made anything since. Like, I've been so busy because I mean it's a tech startup, so like constantly having to learn and like engage myself into like areas that I didn't know anything about at the time and really dig into it. So like the YouTube stuff, I had to like really get into understanding how the tags works, and I still have some questions and we're still working on it. But let's see, public engagement next year, trying to work on a project, learn and apply what I've learned with you on Twitch, YouTube. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, some people, I know a couple people in here actually play it on the Udemy player. Like they'll play the Udemy player and just put in like some earbuds while they're at work and listen to it. And while it might not make complete entire sense to them while they're listening to it, when they go back and watch it later, they're able to go through it a lot quicker. They're like, oh, I already heard this part, so I know exactly what he's about to do. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. All right, let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can speedrun it. So we're gonna try to just use the seeds. I'm gonna break the game. Specifically told I can't do it without, but I'm gonna take advantage of this glitch real quick where I can't get hurt. And I'm just gonna roll around. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can do it. Paint it. Pick it up. Pick it up. Nope. I'm not gonna be able to survive. Let me restart that idea. Let me let him kill me. Come on. Do it. Oh, now I want him to, there we go. Alright, let's see. See how far I can go. So step 1, just gonna paint this area. What? Nonsense. I lost all those seeds. Gimme. Alright, dodge and weave. Dodge and weave. Just gonna go in and out. No, for those of you who are just getting started, you definitely want to start finding excuses to make stuff. So just learning and following the course. Once you've completed the course, as soon as you've completed any of these courses, start applying it as soon as possible. I personally, when I first, like, as soon as I opened up Unity and I started applying it, I realized what information that I needed, and that's why I jumped into the YouTube channel and then created my C# Bible, because I really wanted to make sure I understood how to apply it. Alright, okay, I'm running out of seeds, so they all have to die. Alright, let's see. But yeah, for sure, start applying it as soon as possible. He says, I didn't look at John's YouTube, only Udemy stuff for now, Ulti Guide, and Unity and Mobile. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on the YouTube. That's what my entire C# Bible's made of. So the YouTube stuff, though, it's not like you get to the advanced section and it didn't get completed, but basically like a much more detailed version of what's on YouTube is going to come out for the C# Survival Guide. So the C# Survival Guide will have, like, it'll take... I keep saying the word fundamentals because that's the wording that we use a lot. So it'll take all of the individual components of C#. So like switch, loops, variables. Those are the really, really basic ones, obviously. But then you get into stuff like data tables. You get into design patterns. All that stuff that gets crazy complicated. He breaks it all down into the C# Survival Guide. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Oh. Let me see if I can get these roly-poly dudes to do it. Come on. What's this guy doing? We're just hanging out. Just two guys rolling around having a good time. Don't worry about this. It's like a pit of snakes. This is a snake pit. Is that my mouth? Hold on. What? Wait. What's that? I'll have to get farther away to find out what it is. I think it's just a hole. Is it a graphical hole? Or is it like his face? Oh, nope. Yeah. See, didn't look at John's YouTube. Only, oh, same thing. Yeah. Well, well, another thing is, what's really interesting is a lot of the developers that we have in the community aren't actively playing games. And what I always say is, how do you expect to make them if you're not playing them? So what kind of games do you play, Madbox? If you're not playing them, you don't know what's out there and what's good and what people are up to. So keeping up to date with the latest games and stuff really helps you keep up with what people expect. That way you're not just making a Super Mario clone of something that everybody's done a million times. Resident Evil, nice choice. Yeah, Resident Evil is awesome. What I miss is the old school Resident Evil. I'm looking pretty close to the PES 2018. I don't know what that is. Don't play anymore because I want to have this time for learning. Yeah, no, that's the obvious route. That's the one that everybody does. But as soon as you're ready to make stuff, like the moment you're ready to make stuff, take a break from learning and actually play some games that are similar to the genres that you actually want to make. That way you can kind of get a better feel for it. And once you've started learning all this stuff, what's going to be crazy is you'll be playing these games, and then while you're playing them, you're going to realize how things were made. Like, so for example, like we were talking earlier, so you're realizing that these little guys are walking over the little plant areas to summon a one of two plants based on which one triggers the collider. Like, you're seeing those things and you're understanding it. And that's something that you don't really appreciate unless you're a developer. So like, I get the same way. Like, a lot of my friends will hate it. So I'll be playing a game and be like, oh man, I wonder how that's done. And I'll start talking about it, and they'll be like, dude, I have no idea what scientific gibberish you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, you know, just losing my mind over the fact that I'm trying to play this game the way I want to play it. Not this one, but like when I'm talking to people. PUBG. What do you guys, so as developers, how do you guys feel about stuff going on regarding the Battle Royale franchise in the genre? Like, that became a thing a long time ago, well before PUBG, but PUBG came out and got popular, and now there's literally a Battle Royale for absolutely everything. And personally, I'm bored with it. Like, I just saw another Battle Royale that came out today called, I think it had a terrible name that was like It's My Game or something, and it was basically Twisted Metal in the form of a battle royale. So you fly down in a car, and then you go through and you collect components for your car, Oh, wow. I thought I killed them all with those seeds. So you have a good memory. We see people who are learning a lot. I want to make a 2D game at the beginning. Yeah, 2D games is pretty popular. When we were trying to figure out what people look up the most, 2D definitely seems to be the most that people enjoy making starting out. But don't let 3D be that scary, because the only difference is a single axis, and that's your Z-axis difference. Pretty much everything else stays the same. What I was saying is, so this Twisted Metal Battle Royale that came out, third person, first person, is played out and exhausted. 99% of the innovation has been in the graphics. Where's the actual gameplay innovation? Absolutely. Thank you, Joshua. 100%. All the stuff is exactly the same. Like, there's very few games that are coming out right now that are really breaking their genres, or even trying to poke the idea of somehow creating a new one. Like, there has to be a way. If you think about the way just the world works in general, it's not going to be, it's impossible to just assume that gaming itself is just going to become the same cut and paste ideas that are out there. It's really going to come down to the new developers that come into the scene with the new ideas and become the new innovation for the future of gaming. Because right now it's pretty stale. Movies are doing the same thing. So it's really a diamond in the rough whenever you get a movie with an original idea. Or you're like, man, that's great, because everyone's following the same exact patterns. So definitely trying to stay out of those patterns, but simply understanding them is a really good way to start trying to create something innovative and unique. I think one of these, I saw a really interesting game. I wouldn't necessarily say is innovative, because it's technically just a platformer, but the way that it worked is there was like a street light pole, right? Like where you have the red, green, yellow lights on it, and there's street signs, and the character was inside the street signs. It was 2D, but the world was 3D. So the world being 3D, you're a 2D character, like, you see how those restroom signs? So, like, you see a restroom sign that says man, woman on it. You're like the man character, you're the stick figure, and you're jumping through this world, walking around in this 2D isometric view, but this beautiful 3D world that's all realistic, and you're just jumping in platformers built within these signs. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, because like as you're jumping through it, the signs are like moving and stuff, and if there's wind, the sign's moving, and sometimes you can't see the level because it's so windy outside, because the sign's getting pushed back. Totally cool idea. I don't remember the name of the game, but if I ever find it, I'm gonna have to post it in Discord, because I thought that was a really cool mechanic to it. And that's some of the big things, is you don't have to necessarily change the game entirely and make a brand new genre, but if you can find a way to take an old genre and generate a new idea from it, you got yourself something going. So like the Battle Royale is basically just a third person or first person shooter, and they just put you in a different game type of the shooter genre. And if you find that niche and you find that creativity, then you're going to follow the right path and really put something out there. It's going to be fantastic. Like Danny Marty's Crumbling World that's coming out, it's an endless runner with RPG elements, and the entire world's being procedurally generated, and like I think it crumbles from underneath you. So like it's literally like a dungeon crawler, but the whole world's being generated on these platforms, and it's crumbling from underneath you as you run across it, and it's endless. So it's all just random stuff popping up and random monsters, and I'm totally stoked to play it, because I'll probably spend way too much time on it personally whenever the actual release comes out. And yeah, it is a great concept. I loved that game. I saw it in a video. There's a lot of, if you really want to see what people are doing, go onto Facebook and join the Facebook groups of like indie developers and stuff, and really just kind of see what other people are making. And you can get an idea real quick. You can really tell the difference between someone who's got an idea and somebody who just is trying to figure it out for the first time. Like someone who's got an idea, it's like, it's very clearly this massive passion project they put into it. All right, let's see what time it is, guys. I've died on this enough times for you. Let me see what time it actually is. Sweet, so it's 7:10. All right, guys, I was planning an hour. It looks like we've hit that hour. So is there anything you guys want to talk about specifically while we're here, while y'all got my attention? What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on with your game development lives? We're just talking about the creativity aspects. Let's see, and I want to learn how to script for the editor because that could help me save a better workflow. Script for the editor scripting, I think that's something that's in the works that we have going on as well. If not, I'll poke John about it because that's actually requested pretty often. So I think that would be pretty well received as well, don't you think? Alright, I'm going to give this one more run through and see if I survive, guys. And that's going to be it. So, Bond, when you, let's see, is Henry still in here? I don't think Henry's still in here. So, Bond, you stated it's hard financially for you to continue the learning aspect, which we discussed earlier, but hypothetically, you find the financial and the time aspect and the means to continue your game development journey. What kind of game do you want to make? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be anything creative at this, you know, in this statement. Just, what genre are you super into that you would love to have your own take on? Everybody wants an MMO, I think. I personally want an MMO, so that's why my RTS hybrid is going to, of course, be multiplayer. Let's see, yeah, the data out of the play pref, like JSON. Data out of the play. Oh, and I fell off the map reading the thing. So I want to learn how to script the editor. Yeah, data out of the player pref. Oh, so literally what you just said, you're going to learn tomorrow. I believe, if I remember right. If I remember right, for the stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. You'll have to wait till tomorrow's video. AR RPG, man, I saw this AR game coming out that was called like World Build or something like that, and it used just like a typical like Minecraft graphics, right? And so it was this block. It was this block game that you built, and it used AR through your phone, and you built your own landscapes in the real world, and you could walk around in them like someone could walk around the actual object in real space, and it would show on the screen that they're walking physically around it and not like it's just in front of them. So they could go into your building. You could build these huge castles in the world and walk through them physically with your phone because it would lock down its location, and it would, I don't know how they did it, but you could walk around in it. It was absolutely amazing. So stuff like that in the AR world. I think AR right now is a little bit too janky though. Like a lot of phones need to be way, way, way more powerful for AR to be viable, unless someone starts making AR stuff on their computer, which kind of defeats the purpose, but in my opinion. But there's all kinds of stuff going out there. But that's going to be it for tonight, guys. It's been a good hour. Cede is an awesome game. I hope y'all enjoyed all the beautiful colors and all the mechanics of it. Unfortunately, since there was only one level, there's not much more to go through since I've beaten it down to a T. Let's see, I have to see Tudo on Brackeys about data, but only make binary file. Do you recommend working for free at the beginning? Define working for free. How much work are you requesting? Because it really depends. So like, for example, when you're comfortable, just make a game. Don't worry about whether you're working with somebody or whether you're being paid or not. Just start making games. Make them, put them in a portfolio, say, hey, that I made this thing, and then it's out there in the world. Like, as soon as you start doing that, that'll build up your reputation, and then you don't have to worry about the starting for free. Instead, you're going to have a portfolio of stuff that you've made personally to show your personal skill, and then you can go bring it to places like Unity Connect and do freelancing from home. And then you don't have to worry about the free aspect. Just simply do it. That's like, there seems to be like this invisible wall people see when they're thinking of game development. Like, what do I need? How do I get put in? First 5 projects. Yeah, but make something solidified. Don't do like, you know, don't be like, here's my version of Super Mario World using Super Mario graphics. Like, go find, like, there's plenty of free assets out there. We have our own asset store, so if you're like a pro member with us, you have the file base, use our file base assets. Go out there and find high quality, already pre-built assets and make stuff with it. Even if you have to go the route of using stuff like like Playmaker, which you'll never hear me say again because I'm totally against it, because Playmaker is literally just a bunch of scripting techniques already put up into little modular stuff that you can do your own thing to. It's basically making it like a WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get, drag and drop scripting system for Unity. And if you use that, you can speed up your process of making stuff, but for the terms of building a portfolio, it's great to have stuff like that lets you speed build multiple. Yeah, behind me is yeah, it was my roommate grabbing more stuff from my Nintendo Switch. But there's all these crappy dog. No, not my actual dogs. My actual dogs are great. But there's all these opportunities for you to make stuff and build up a portfolio and actually show off what you can do, to skip the part of like, oh man, should I work for free? It really kind of depends. Do you think that game that you're working on is going to be successful? If it is going to be successful, then you shouldn't work for free. You should work for rev share. Be like, I'll work free now, but if this game's successful, I want to cut. There should never really be a time that you're working, quote, for free, unless it's like a project that A, you know is going to flop, B, is just for experience and to up your skill, and C, if you can turn it to something not flop or something like that. But I can't really imagine a situation where I would be like, yeah, let me completely work for free if it wasn't going to be like job-winning exposure, stuff like that. Like, it would have to be really, really important for me to not get anything out of it and it become a successful project. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed some of the info. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to end it on that. So let me go ahead and close this out. And we are going to pop that. And then we are going to pop that. And we're going to call it here. So I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us while we're doing this live stream. We're going to have another live stream in probably Thursday night. Thursday night should be the next one, and that's actually going to be development. Like, I will be actively developing. What we're going to do is we're going to come up with an idea to make with you guys here as the audience. We're just going to start spitballing ideas, and we're just going to start making stuff live. See what we come up with. Maybe it'll become a cool final project, or maybe it'll just become a learning experience for everybody. So I'm going to be spending the next couple days brushing up on my development because it's been a while. And then come Thursday, come our next live event around the same time, 6 p.m. is usually when I'll stream. And we're just going to start making games live. I think that would be a pretty cool experience. Going to have y'all's input and to have y'all kind of on the sideline as like a live research team with me. It'll be pretty cool. I'll get everybody's input and vision on the game, and we'll try to actually make something live that everybody had a chance to input in. And maybe I'll poke Al to make some sweet assets for it or something. And like, we'll make characters based on some of the audience who have been really helpful and stuff. We'll see how it goes. We just kind of an idea. We're gonna have to just kind of start it and see where it goes. I'd really like to implement both John and Al in that experiment. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all appreciate everything. And all of y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go play me some Skyrim and have a good rest of the night. So talk to you guys later, and I'll see y'all tomorrow or Thursday. Later, guys.